What is up, and good morning. Very hot coffee. So, in continuing on with what are you prepping for, one of the things that's on my list is clothing. I think it's something that is easily not thought about. It kind of gets backburnered. It's not glamorous. It's not, oh, I've got this big giant knife or, whatever. It's not as glamorous. Plenty of companies out there that market clothing for, bushcraft and stuff like that, which is great. But bushcraft and preparedness, although they are intertwined, is not the same thing. So I keep a change of clothes, at least from the waist down clothing, in my vehicle, at work, so on and so forth. You just never know what could happen in your day. In my line of work, it's very easily for me to end up getting something on me that I don't want on me, that could be dangerous for it to be on me, or I could just end up soaked working on something and a pipe getting out of hand and completely drenching me from head to toe. Your upper body is a little easier to manipulate the situation, I guess I would say, in my opinion. I have jackets. I have two jackets from home, street clothes jackets, and I also have my work jacket on my chair. So worst case scenario, if my shirt is soaked, I can always take my shirt off and just throw on a jacket for the time being. No matter what the temperature is, it's better than having something on you. I've gotten chemicals, been sprayed with chlorine gas, stuff like that. There's also the bodily fluid aspect of things. And the thing is, no matter what your job is, no matter what you do day in and day out, there is a possibility that something could happen that would get you in a situation where you need to remove the clothing that you have on. So, in my opinion, clothing, it ranks up there on the list of things. I almost feel like clothing should be a part of the C's. And if you don't know what the C's are, you need to look into it. And I am actually Bear Independent, and I'm sure a few others have added to the 10 C's that was set forth by Dave Canterbury some time ago. And they've molded it and shaped it to fit them, because that's the thing. Someone comes up with an idea, comes up with a list of items. You should mold that to your scenario, to your situation, and you should add to that with the things that you also feel are important. So clothing is definitely on mine. And maybe it is because of my line of work, and I've actually been in that situation where, hey, I need to change. But also, one thing that I look at and take into account is you need to have clothing for the lowest temperature that you're going to see in your area in a 24-hour period. Not for the day, 24 hours. The day you're in and the day after. Because plans change, things come up, things happen. I know growing up there was plenty of times that, hey, we're going to go to so-and-so's and hang out. Okay, now I'm going to stay the night at so-and-so's. Okay, now it's the next day, and now we're going to go spend the night or go spend the day over at someone else's. And when you're a kid, you're not thinking about that stuff necessarily. But now as an adult, I do. So, make sure that you have with you something that is going to sustain your body temperature for 24 hours. Not, you can always remove a layer of clothing to cool off, but you can't just pull a layer of clothing out of thin air. And if you can, you need to have a YouTube channel so that we can all learn how to do that or see you do it. But so Just because it's 80 right now doesn't mean it's going to be 80 at this same time tomorrow. 24 hours. You need to have clothing for the lowest temperature for the next 24 hours. That is my opinion, and that's how I do it and look at it. Also, although there are a few people that really enjoy doing laundry, it's therapeutic. They like to sit and watch a TV show and fold laundry. The vast majority of us do not like doing laundry. So condition yourself to do laundry, to make sure that you have clean, not only clothing, but towels. You never really realize how bad you need a towel until you need one and you don't have one, or all of them are dirty. In my line of work, I see it all the time. When a flood happens, typically an overflowing toilet, so it's not exactly clean. The fastest and most effective way to keep that water from flooding your entire home is to build a dam around that bathroom. Usually that consists of towels first and then blankets. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, it's actually really good. It's a good piece of knowledge to have. If you can dam the water, if you can get the water shut off and dam the water that is there, it's contained at that point, and it's easier for someone like me to be able to deal with later. So, but what happens whenever that happens and then you're stressed from that scenario, it's late in the day or whatever, and you don't do laundry, and then the following day you need a towel, and all of your towels are saturated with a liquid that you do not want to come in contact with you or your family, piled up in your tub. So laundering your dirty clothes and towels. It's very important. Again, it's not a glamorous side of being prepared, but it's definitely an important side of being prepared. I wonder if this has cooled down enough to... Oh yeah, that's good. So make sure your clothes are washed. Make sure your linens, your towels, all that. The way I see it, and the way I am trying to operate, is I want at least 50% of all of the laundry type items ready to go at all times. So that means if we start, if we have company over and we're burning through towels and stuff like that on a much quicker basis, then we're gonna have to ramp up and do laundry a little more often. Some people, you may only have to do laundry once every couple of weeks and you'll be set. Other people, like me, family of 4, we burn through some laundry. So yes, clothing, laundry, that is on my what am I prepping for. I think it's very important to have clean, accessible clothing, towels, washcloths, all of that on hand at all times. You never know when you're going to need it, and clean undergarments are very important, especially in a situation where you may not be able to do laundry for an extended period of time due to something like what has happened where people are out of electricity. You may not be able to run down the street and do laundry at the laundromat because the laundromat may also not have power. That may not be an option for you at the time. So just make sure it's at 50% at least. You can always hand wash and hand dry, but a lot of times in a scenario like that, you may not find that you have the time to do so, or the temperature outside may not be conducive to be able to do so. If you live in a really humid area and you hand wash a bunch of towels and clothes, they may not dry inside your home. Just make sure you're prepared for that. Till next time, guys, take care.